10th of December 2020. Additional video recorded also in the cloak of darkness, trying to avoid any further bugging of equipment, lines of communication by the Home Office and the stooges of which operate within the department. So far, I believe I've been able to elude any of their attention, but we will see. Perhaps within the coming months I will eventually be branded an enemy of the state, no doubt, but so far it seems I'm in the clear. Interesting to read today that the UK has now signed a trade deal with Singapore. Fantastic news. I believe we do around 20 billion, just shy of 20 billion a year in trade with the country. Brilliant news. Good to see that the UK media has been less misleading than it was with the Japan trade deal, in as much as that with the Singapore deal it is abundantly clear that this is a rollover deal, covering existing terms for clarity, certainty, business security, with the arrangements that were already provided through the EU and through the arrangements and the trade agreements that have been established over multiple decades, of which was missing in most of the reporting with regards to the Japanese trade deal. Heralded as a massive win for the UK, but of course, as mentioned, completely based on the principles of an existing deal already provided by the European Union. It's interesting that we've so far signed 15 deals with various different countries now, 15 different trade deals, many of them on the basis of just clarity, certainty, so that there is no cliff edge when we leave the European Union at the end of this year. Having read the details, 5 of those trade deals are with countries that we do less than £1 billion worth in annual trade. Whereas with the European Union, we do 750 billion in trade. And so the priorities there are an interesting one, of course, ongoing turbulence, ongoing uncertainty with regards to what the final agreement with the European Union on us might look like, the levels of disruption that we can be expecting, whether or not there's going to be huge implications for businesses that need energy supplies, chemicals, citizens that need medical access, farming industry that need fertilizers, that need live animals to be shifting between the continent, etc. And I would fully agree that we do need to look beyond this and these doldrums of boring discussions about what kind of trade we need to have with our biggest trading partner, and look beyond at the opportunities that Brexit can present in as much as trade deals with other countries. But we can't lose sight of this fact. We can't lose sight of the fact that we are about to embark on an incredibly turbulent and difficult period of our relationship with the European Union and trade flows, capital flows, and all the rest of it, as well as also access to the trade deals in the range of 50 plus that the EU has already signed with many other countries around the world as well. And this really just stems down to a fallacy in our understanding of the UK as a core European country, its place in the world and who it can trade and how it can trade with other countries. The benefits of remaining inside the European Union are in as much as that it gives the UK or any other country in the Union that safety net to scale up its propensity to export to other countries. You've got the pooled wealth and the pooled economic security of 27, including the UK, 28 countries, meaning that you've got this continuity of trade inside the Union, and you can continue to export and continue to seek better trading relationships with countries all over the world, bargain as a collective for new trade deals. And that's something that the UK, applying electroshock therapy to itself at the beginning of next year, is going to have to realise. Is that as we try and construct a new relationship with many different countries in the world and address significant systemic economic issues in our own country, the balancing act of trying to have a meaningful and continuous relationship with our closing trading partner, whilst also developing our ability in producing goods of which we would want to trade with other countries, our propensity to actually trade those, and of course to expand our economies outside of just hospitality and services, unproductive areas, excluding of course financial consultancy services, which the UK is based on. But again, over 1 trillion, about 1.6 trillion worth of assets has now left the country. We are going to struggle to try and balance, on the one hand, the need for us to expand our economy. And this is no short-term fix. This is a long-term objective that we will need to pursue. And Brexit might provide an interesting remedy for us to be able to, or an interesting slap in the face, of course, for us to have to realise that this is something we need to do. But on the one hand, we need to balance this initiative for us to move on beyond service sector and try and restore, which of course was one of the principal arguments of Brexit, but providing electroshock therapy to yourself to do it, and neutering your economic clout in the world and political clout is no way to do it. But to restore the industrious and industrial base and the productive base of the UK economy, balancing this need whilst also having this as an attractive option and the existing services that we provide to other countries in the world, as well as trying to maintain relations with our closest trading partner, is going to be incredibly difficult. And remember this, Australia trades around 3 times as much, or better, sorry, excuse me, Germany trades with Australia around 3 times as much as the UK does. Australia's been pitched as one of the key countries with which we need to try and sign a trade deal with. And Germany already trades 3 times as much as we do on the conditions provided to them as a member of the European Union. Of course, Germany, much bigger economy than the UK, very export driven, which hopefully we could restore. Of course, we would have a much better shot at being able to restore that inside of the European Union and not providing this kind of cliff edge, systemic change and systematic change to the entire face of the economy that we are now doing. But nonetheless, it's an illustration of how the tools were already there for the UK to trade with countries outside of the European Union and to improve its trading platform and to improve its economic benefits from trade with these countries. But it's really a question over how built our economy is at present and has been for the last few decades to be able to achieve that. And so I hope that these trade deals that we sign, that have signed already and that we continue to sign over the next few years, will provide the UK with great benefits. But given how small fry some of the existing trading patterns and value of trade are with many of the countries that we've recently signed agreements with, these will do little to stem the huge damage that having a massive blowhammer attack on our relationship with our closest trading partner is going to have on our economy. It's very good signing trade deals with other countries, but if the essential requirements of a healthy economy, a productive workforce, productive businesses, stable supply chains, businesses and services which are comfortable in the country that they operate in and have clarity on the conditions within the country and feel safe and secure in the country, and there's little risk attached to the capital that they already have in the country and that they continue to invest. Without these things, it's going to be very difficult for us to achieve the supposed goals of Brexit, or to just continue and try and have an economy that works in the best interest for everyone and that grows and that improves the living conditions of the people in the country and that's able to retain itself as a major economy within the top 5, top 6, top 10, depending on which league table you read and at which time of the year in the world. These things are all interconnected, and if we're not careful and we continue to be careless and we continue to act as if this is some sort of drama, some sort of play, some sort of game, then not only will we isolate ourselves from Europe, not only will we isolate ourselves from partners of Europe, not only will we isolate ourselves among other partners who lose patience with us, but then we really run the risk also of just neutering our ability to have a successful economy and to grow the industries and to be a leader in the type of global sectors that are going to be continuing to evolve and what will transpire and become huge within the next couple of decades. I hope these trade deals are a good sign of things to come. I hope these trade deals continue with other countries, and I hope that we're able to have rules and regulations that make us competitive and dynamic with them, whilst also balancing the needs for regulation with Europe that provides clarity for businesses and provides smooth trade, freight, operations, just-in-time supply chains, perishable goods, etc. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see as normal, and 2021 and the 2020s, it's going to be interesting.